We all want more freedom, and a lot of us work hard now in the hope we'll feel free later. What if there was another way? A way to feel happier, more free, and confident to get better results right now. Welcome to Your Freedom Unlimited, where we share practical stories and strategies to help you show up authentically, drop your fears, and take inspired action on what matters most to you. I'm your host, Jen Ramsey. As a coach with a love for metaphysics, science, spirituality, and strategies that get results, I'll help you step away from self-doubt and create a powerful new story for your life, business, or career. Join me. Have you made it to November wondering where this very challenging year got to? And now, are you wondering how to deal with holiday stress? Perhaps you're feeling a little tired and frayed around the edges. And does the thought of navigating upcoming holiday and family events feel just a little bit overwhelming? If so, welcome to this week's episode of Your Freedom Unlimited. My name is Jen Ramsey, and I'm so glad you're here with me today. 2020 has been a huge year, and this episode of Your Freedom Unlimited is dedicated to helping you manage holiday stress and to close out 2020 well. So today I'm sharing 7 holiday stress management tips to help you make it to the end of the year, not only in one piece, but feeling calm and balanced, and maybe even with a spring in your step. After the year that was, with COVID-19 still such a big issue for so many of us, I think it's vital to put in place some strategies to help you maintain balance, peace and calm, and to find some joy in this upcoming holiday season. I'm not sure about you, but I've found by the time October and November roll around every year, I can be feeling tired. And this year, COVID-19 has ramped that up for all of us. And looking at the calendar, there still feels like there's a long way to go between now and the end of December. In Australia, our school term is still going on, and on the business and work front, there are lots of deadlines to be met before Christmas, and it's party season. In the Northern Hemisphere, I know you are experiencing winter, and COVID-19 is ever present. And if you're in the US or Canada, Thanksgiving and then Christmas are just around the corner. So while our gatherings may be smaller due to COVID-19, there's also the stress that might come from the possibility of not being able to connect with all of those that you love. Whatever is happening for you, it seems to me that this is the time of year when business, work, family, and social commitments can literally collide. So how we look after ourselves and deal with each priority that's coming our way is really, really vital. This can also be a really lonely time of year for many people who may not be enjoying the connections they would like. So how do we maintain our balance and maintain a positive energy, a positive and high vibe at this really, what can be a very stressful time of year? How do we keep calm and peaceful? And how do we step gracefully into this much publicized season of goodwill, especially if we're feeling crunched in from all sides? So today I wanted to share with you 7 tips to help you manage holiday stress and to come out smiling. So what is my first tip? Well, number 1 is manage your time like it's gold and your calendar like you're a hawk. I'd have to say that time is our most precious resource, so it's really vital that you treat it like gold. Last week, I finished a 5-day yoga teacher training immersion. It was amazing, and I'm so excited that I'm now a fully qualified yoga teacher. But it was extremely intense. So this week, I've had to really manage my time like gold. I've had to say no to some social commitments so that I can be present for myself, my family, and my business. And I'll keep on doing this between now and Christmas. I'll just have to manage my calendar very tightly and saying no wherever I need to so that I can get the rest and the downtime that I need so that the things that need to be done actually do get done. I know giving yourself permission to say no is not something that every one of us is comfortable with. I know that it took me a while to get used to it, but I have really found it's paid off dividends for me. What I really realized was that if I didn't say no, I would be overwhelmed by the weight of all of my yeses. So I had to really become very realistic about the time that I had available to me. The other thing that I had to realize was that no is also a complete sentence. There is no need for us to get tied up in a million reasons why we cannot do something. My holiday stress management tip number 2 is to reduce your resistance to what is going on. In episode 21 of this podcast, I talked about the idea of being accepting and allowing of what is going on in our world rather than resisting it. At this time of year, this is a really powerful tool to maintain your cool and to get back the very valuable energy you'll find you'll need at this time of year. So what do I mean when I'm talking about this? Well, by accepting and allowing ourselves, other people, and the situations around us as they are, we can get back a lot of energy that might have been needlessly spent on things we simply cannot control. So if you spend your time worrying about something that you might have said or done, or what others have said or done, then this one is for you. What I've found is that worry, sadness, anger, and fear are all huge energy-sapping emotions that really see us spinning our wheels. When I look back, I can see how resistance to what was has created a lot of heartache for me in my life. Here I'm talking about my resistance to situations or how others were being around me, and resistance to experiences I've had, such as not being able to have children of my own. This one was a big one for me, especially at Christmas. What I've found is, though, now that I've become much more accepting and allowing of everything, a whole new world has opened up for me. I've got so much more energy for the things that I want to do and can influence in my life. This is something to really consider if you are having a lot of COVID-19 related worry this holiday season. I know it's tough, but at this time, if you can take a step back and think about what you can influence and what is out of your control, you will end up feeling a whole lot better. Many of us are coming to terms with the fact that the travel we'd hoped to do or the gatherings we'd hoped to have just might not happen this year. So if you can focus on what is possible and what is working, it will really help reduce your stress and help you find a little bit more joy in this holiday season. My next holiday stress management tip is to watch the stories you're telling yourself. Often at this time of year, we can lose perspective and tell ourselves stories about what is going on, or focus on quite small things that don't really matter in the bigger scheme of things. I know I've done both in previous years. So it's really important to watch the stories that we do tell ourselves at any time of the year, but at this time, I'd say it's mandatory. What do I mean by watching the stories you tell yourself? Well, here I'm talking about all of the negative stories you might be telling yourself in your head about yourself, or about others, or about a situation you find yourself in. For example, one of my very old favourites was, well, I don't have time, I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'll never get everything done. And that story seemed to get worse and worse and worse leading up to Christmas. Another oldie but goodie can be, they, insert partner, colleague, child, employee, they're just not pulling their weight, they're not getting things done, they're not doing what I need them to do. The thing is that many of these stories can set us up as a victim. And if we repeat these stories often enough, they can become self-fulfilling prophecies. So why not take a deep breath in and let yourself and others off the hook? When we do this, when we let others off the hook and when we let ourselves off the hook, we step into a really powerful place. And we can step into this place where we can realize that we are creating our reality and we don't need to be a victim to our circumstances. When we start thinking about what we're doing and why we're doing it, the whole game can change. So a good question to ask yourself at this point is, do all of these things on my big to-do list really need to be done for me or my family or my colleagues to have a good time this holiday season? Could you even let yourself off the hook with your to-do list? Could you even slash it in half? Now there's a challenge for you. So there are things we can really do here to change these stories inside of our head that actually really reduce and take the pressure off ourselves. If you'd like to understand a bit more about what I mean in this space, then go back and listen to episode 11 of this podcast, where I shared just how dangerous the stories we tell ourselves can be. Holiday stress management tip number 4 is to build mini breaks into your day in this holiday season. Rather than trying to soldier on relentlessly when you're feeling overwhelmed or tired, why not build some really short mini breaks into your day? These breaks can be just anywhere from a minute to 5 minutes long, and they are a great chance for you to regroup and to refresh yourself. And the research shows that taking regular breaks, about once an hour, improves our productivity, our creativity, and our accuracy. How good is that? Regular breaks also reduce our stress, something that I think is pretty vital at this time of year when we really don't want to get snappy at someone for no good reason. So in these breaks, what could you be doing? Well, ideally, you could be closing your eyes, meditating, you could be stretching, or simply making a cup of tea or having a glass of water and savoring it. One thing you would not be doing is looking at your screen or your phone. The idea here is that when you take a break and when you give your mind and body a good break from what you were doing, you come back refreshed, more focused, and more creative. And I've certainly found this to be true. I take mini breaks all the time. And as I was developing this podcast episode this week, I was feeling quite tired. So I took a short break and had a rest before I really developed this episode, because I knew that I'd get more inspiration and more good ideas if I took the break. Holiday stress management tip number 5 is to keep exercising, eating, and sleeping well. This might seem really back to basics for you, but keeping up a healthy eating, exercise, and sleep routine is really vital at this time of year. Let's talk about exercise. Aside from the physical benefits of exercise, exercise is a huge stress reliever. So do whatever you can do to keep your body moving. I do HIIT training at 5 or 6 days a week, and it does work wonders for me. What I've also found is that given that a HIIT training session need only be about 7 to 15 minutes long, and to still deliver benefits, it's really been a no-brainer for me to keep this up, even when I've been really, really busy. Also, at this time of year, we can be tempted to eat lots of delicious goodies and drink more alcohol than normal. The problem is that a lot of this delicious food and these drinks are laced with sugar, which is a real poison to our body. I'm all for fun, but managing what we put into our bodies can save a lot of headaches later. And for me, that is literally the case. If I have too much chocolate, I can get a really bad migraine. Sleep is also really vital. While it might be tempting to burn the candle at both ends to get those work deadlines met, or to tidy or decorate your house up, or to catch up with friends, a lack of sleep will catch up with you. Getting regular sleep during the holiday season will give you much more bandwidth to deal with any unexpected things that crop up, or even any unthinking comments that people might make to you. And I guess following my tip on sleep is actually to take a rest day or even a half day. Sometimes our bodies just need a break. This is why we have weekends and why many religions have days of rest. Our bodies are pretty amazing. They do a lot of things for us without us even having to think about them. But because they do this, they literally need a break at the same time. And I have really realized this again this week, coming off my 5-day yoga immersion. I'd been working in the days leading up to that immersion, and then I've come straight back to work this week. So I haven't had any downtime, and it's really caught up with me. So yesterday I realized I did need to take some time out to rest and recuperate so that I could do what I need to do this week. Holiday stress management tip number 6 is to maintain a good morning routine. So a good morning routine is gold at any time of the year, but super valuable at times like this. So what does a morning routine involve? Well, it involves anything that you regularly do to help yourself look after yourself and to set yourself up for an amazing day ahead where you feel good a lot of the day. For me, that is meditation, it's yoga, it's doing some very specific journaling techniques, and it's walking our gorgeous pup, Lucy. I know these are the things that really help me bring the best me to every part of my day, so I do them every day. And this is something that I work very specifically with my clients on in my Your Freedom Unlimited program on, and the results we get are remarkable. And linked to stress management tip number 6 is holiday stress management tip number 7, which is to meditate. Meditation is an incredibly powerful tool to help you recuperate and to re-energize your body. Meditation can also take you into a space where you are literally having some time out for you. If you've never meditated, or if you feel concerned about how to start, or if you've got some views on that it could all be too hard, can I please share with you now my How to Meditate for Beginners guide? You'll find it at jenramsey.com/begin. In this very easy guide, which includes a simple handout and 2 meditations, I explain the benefits of meditation. I take you through how to deal with some of the common roadblocks to meditation, and I explain how you can start meditating today. I also give you 2 free guided meditations that you can start with right now. And they're very short meditations, one 6.5 minutes and the other one is 10 minutes long, designed to really help you get started today. So to access that guide, all you need to do is to visit jenramsey.com/begin. So that brings us to the end of this episode, and as ever, it is over to you. I really want to encourage you to take these 7 tips to make your holiday season stress-free so you can really come out on the other side smiling and energetic rather than feeling tired and worn out and needing another holiday. So please share these tips with anyone you feel would get something out of them. And I'd really want to encourage you to get the best out of this last month or so of the year. I know it's been a big year. We've all had a lot on. So I really want to, encourage you to get the best out of your upcoming holiday season and to complete this year in a way that feels right and good for you. So until we speak again, take great care and keep safe in this holiday season. And please take advantage of these tips. They really will help. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Your Freedom Unlimited. If you like this show, please share it with a friend. And if you haven't already, subscribe, rate, and review Your Freedom Unlimited on your favorite podcast player. If you have any questions, comments, or feedback, you can reach me directly at jenramsey.com. Thanks for listening.